I said I wasn't making more videos, but I have so much more information to share with you all. I'll probably continue to make more videos, so subscribe and like the video if you like the content, I guess. Last time we talked about the aspects of Nago that I believe are strong, and this time I'm going to be giving specific examples on how to apply these strategies to your game, as well as some important information that wasn't included in the first one. So, I'm dubbing this the only Nagoriyuki guide you will ever need, part 2. If you didn't watch first video, go out and watch that first. Let's get started. We're quickly going to go over some tips that I left out of his neutral and defense. This won't be the bulk of the video. So neutral, Fukyo is super important. I did mention this last time, but I'm going to give you specific examples on how to navigate neutral. First of all, you can empty hop into sliding normals. 2S is good for more of a ranged approach, and it also hits low from a distance, so it's very likely that you will catch them off guard. And you can also use 5K to enforce offense. This is neutral on block, it's 0, and because people are going to be afraid of a Gatling frame trap, you can often just steal a close slash, which is your strongest button to start offense, and you're right in there for your turn. Next, you can use Fukyo for a sliding jump. People aren't expecting such a big immobile character to approach you from the air this quickly. And lastly, Fukyo is very good for whiff punishing and projectile punishing. A laggy projectile, I mean. Also, for neutral, 236S into 236K is super strong at the right distance if you're playing outside of their poke range. So Kai is really strong at this range with his far slash. If you're here and you do this, it's actually super safe to just get in, and this same strategy can be used on a landing opponent to take a turn. Next, 214HS is a really goated movement tool I didn't realize. You're actually +2 if you hit them at max range. And you'll know that it's max range when you see the sword. So you can pretty much take a turn for free from there. And this movement tool is also super easy to go under jumps. So you saw last time I had trouble Fukyoing under a jump. Unless it was a big jump. This makes it a lot easier. Next we'll be talking about defense. So use faultless defense. This is super important on this character because it pushes the opponent back and makes your longer range normals more usable to take a turn. Note that they will be up a couple more frames than usual, but you have really god normals that aren't going to be contested besides someone like Ram. Alright, that was it for the quick tips on neutral and defense. Now we're going to the main part of the video, is offense. So last time we talked about his tick throw, but I didn't really realize how strong this is. So this is a super important mix-up when sliding close slash is blocked. And you have the option to both 6H, once again this is off sliding, you have the option to 6H, a frame trap, or you can tick throw. This right? Sorry about that. There we go. Or you can tick throw. And why this is so important is because at the end of your mix-up that you're already doing, you can go for close slash and then still have the option to command throw them right after, or frame trap. And 6H will lead to massive, massive damage. I don't even know good combos. I don't do good combos. I try to keep things practical, but even I'm getting big punishes off. Let me set this to guard, only first hit and forced counter hit. So this would simulate them mashing. Super basic combo. I promise you can do this with 1 minute of practice, even if you're brand new. And we got 326 damage off it. It's his best starter. Wow, wow, wow. I did not realize how strong this is. We'll talk a bit more about this later. Next on offense, I need to talk about how important it is to purple Roman cancel whenever you whiff a command grab or a big normal. Let's say I'm going from here. I went for a super ambitious command grab. You need to purple RC to get out. Also, you'll have a situation where sometimes you'll go for this, but it'll whiff. You need to purple RC this. Oop, okay. Oh, well, that time it hit. But there are going to be some times where that will whiff. Maybe you mistimed it. Maybe you hit the wrong starter. They were slightly in the air or something. You need to purple RC it or you're going to be punished. Next, 5K is jump cancelable, and this is important. I mentioned this last time, but I didn't really talk about how stunned people are when you just do something like this. Just something so simple. people really freeze up. I mean, maybe top level players won't, but whenever I notice somebody's already afraid, I use that string and it's really funny. Next, this is important. So last time we talked about how off far / you can tick throw or frame trap, and I gave a whole bunch of options. Well, turns out when you hit them far / at farther range, you don't really have the option to tick throw, right? And this situation often happens after this. When you Fukio back and far / again, this is actually prime time to just retake a turn with like a 5k. 5k, let me do this again. 5k, 6k, back, do it again. Really prime time to take your turn back because people are going to be more inclined to block when you can't do a command grab option. Another thing about far / is that 236s, 236k is a really good way to change up the mind game. You have quick strike throw mix off this that often they're not going to be expecting. For some reason, this also can dodge some DPs, and it also can be used after or used when you're not in range for the tick throw. So let me show the DP thing. On block, I dodged it, and obviously I could get a punish off that. I don't know if it works with all DPs, but I know for sure some have gone right over me. And people will DP this because they're really afraid to have to guess with the tick throw versus frame trap. Next, this is actually super important, and I didn't really mention it the last time. It is super important to take risks with 236k command grab when your blood rage is going to pop. Dying to a punish is always better than dying from blood rage. So these are the strings that I have the most success chaining into a command grab. First of all, obviously you have your far / into tick throw and 2 and 4 HS into tick throw. Next, you can dash out and dash in sometimes to get a command grab in. Let me give you an example. So let's say you've been using far / oops. far / into back far / the next time you could actually just go for something like that and they're really not going to be expecting it because you're kind of pseudo conditioning them into doing this. Also, another example, if you want 5k into 6k and then do that, once again you can do very simple, very easy. Next, you can do this after a yellow Roman cancel. Oh, I don't have auto start on. Walk forward, command grab. People know it's your turn, so that's a really good spot to go for a command grab. Next, I see that people are kind of afraid to do anything after a blocked 2S because you have this option, which will keep them from jumping. And then you also have this option, which will frame trap for big damage. So just off a 2S alone is quick enough. They aren't expecting a command grab right after. Next, a blocked 6H in the corner is a really, really good spot to command grab because they're afraid of strings like this, which are going to lead to massive damage. So, easiest grab of my life, truly. Next, if you hit a close slash into a far slash, this is a good spot to command grab because people are often expecting close slash, far slash, far slash. You can cut the process off. You can cut the second far slash off and just go straight for a command grab. Really strong. You can also just do this off of a lone far slash. This one's kind of obvious, but off the 236S, when you have the strike throw mix, that is obviously another good time. Anytime they block that, you can go in for a grab. And after a blocked 623 HS, another good time because you can also just let it ride. And lastly, the best time to command grab is any situation that your opponent respects your turn. So if you see them respecting your offense in a certain situation, use that to dash in and grab. And additionally, you can use any of these scenarios to simply close slash and extend pressure if you don't need the command grab. So once again, instead of doing this, you actually get better pressure by doing something like that. So instead of going for the command grab, you go into, which will also frame trap if they press a button at the wrong time. Obviously not if they're mashing. You will get hit if they're just straight up mashing something. Next, we're going to be talking about some post sliding normals options. So let's say you went for the OTG. You went for the OTG mix, and you're left in a situation kind of like this, where they're blocking a sliding close slash. We're going to be talking about if they block it. So we can mimic this by just doing a sliding close slash. We're going to be talking about the options you can do after this. So first of all, you can finish the Gatling with 6P, which is going to auto frame trap, and it's going to give you time to hit confirm, and it will true combo if your 2K did hit them. Next, of course, you can tick throw. Next, this is kind of a cheeky move, but you can go for a 5D. And this is a cheeky overhead that's going to be difficult for your opponent to read while waiting for a strike throw mix. And you can also do a shorter 5D and then RC off of it. Like this. RC if that hit. Next, off this, you can just take another turn, right? In a really safe way. Next, you can stagger with 5K to build space for a 2S or a far slash. So like this. This is for if they're blocking a ton. I actually use this one quite a bit because people are really afraid. And then next, of course, you can go for the old reliable 214HS, which is going to be another frame trap and obviously leads to big damage. And lastly, if you wanted to, you don't have to go for the tick throw. You can go for a straight up dashing command grab. And if you're close enough to go for a close slash, or this is off of your this kind of mix and they're blocking a close slash, you have all the same options that you did off of the 2K, but you can also go into close slash into close slash into delay 2S, and off of a block 2S you have the option of 5HS. You can stagger the 2S again, you can dash in and command grab or reset pressure. Usually this option will be done in the corner. You can also 2H them if they jump, and at any point you can take another turn. So let me show you that. You can take another turn like that, or with far slash slash. Next, this is super important. We're going to be talking about safer pressure options. So you don't always need to mix up. It's super important to show the opponent that you're willing to give up pressure to punish a greedy DP or super. Here's some options that aren't as risky. So from the corner, and these are going to work off the 6H OTG and the command grab. You have the option to just Fukio back and wait, see what they do. You can 2HS their jump. This is probably better to show off of the... This is an option I mainly go for off the 6H OTG. And then I just walk backwards and wait for what they're going to do. This isn't really my go-to, but it is safe. It's more of a passive and reactive approach where you're going to want to like 2H their jump, air to air them, whatever. Next, this is my favorite option right now. Fukio back and 6H their wake up. So this is going to hit meaty. It's super high reward, and you actually have a lot of block strings if they block it afterwards. So let me show you what this looks like. So you can do this off this, or you can do this off this. And if they block it, let me knock them down. If they block this, you can go into a block string like this. Whatever, right? The world's your oyster, as Rufelmonger says. And lastly, I think this is becoming one of my favorite options, besides the 6H, is that you can backdash their wake up. And, oh, there's one more thing I wanted to show, actually. about the 6H. Recovery. Vapor thrust is DP, right? For some reason, your 6H doesn't get hit. I guess your hitbox shrinks. And this works exactly the same way with backdashing there, wake up. And go for this if you're punishing, always. And mid-screen, I would really only recommend to do two things. So off the OTG, if you want to play it safe, you don't want to go for the mix-up because they're DPing a lot or they have bar for super. I like doing one of two options. Number one, off the OTG, I hold back and I far slash. This is going to catch their backdash and a jump. And sometimes you won't get it by DP, depending on how fast you press it. Sometimes it'll trade. And number two is, once again, off either of these hits, you can dash in and backdash their wake up. This is probably going to give a better effect off this. Works the same way. Next, we're going to be talking about some of the mix-ups things. I don't think I really mentioned that these mix-ups that I've been showing you guys are just straight up loopable. I can do these over and over and just force the enemy to guess all the way from screen to screen. I didn't really mention this, and this you can go straight up from the OTG. You hit a command grab. Now remember, you're in the command grab, so now you can go for close slash. Well, now we're closer to mid screen. All right, now we're closer to the corner, so now the OTG I can get a close slash off of. My controller just unplugged or something. I can go for close slash. It's all loopable, super strong. Next, last time I messed up that the strike mix, or not strike, slash. You do get strike through off this, but the thing I wasn't doing was momentum canceling my 2K, so I was getting grabbed. So if you momentum cancel the 2K, it will hit meaty. And obviously, that works as the strike and you won't get hit by throw or mash. And you can still go for a dash and throw as well, and that will beat their throw. And one more reminder that 2H into 236K is actually goated. If you hit them in the air with this, I just caught his jump right there. This is super strong. I just wanted to say it again because I don't see people doing it, and I love doing this every single time my 2H hits. And one more thing I forgot to mention is that if your ult breaks the wall, and this is going to happen at the end of a lot of your combos, you do get strike throw mix at the end of this. And it will be close enough that you can go for tick throws too. But yeah, you can go for strike throw, or you can go for strike into tick throw. For the strike, I do like using 2K. It seems to be more consistent for me. I don't know if I can get close in and close slash at all times. Sometimes I'll get hit, but that could just be me being slow. Either way, I would go for the 2K, more consistent. And last note before we end the video, if you want to be a goated Nago player, you need to lab out your offense on hit, counter hit, and block, and make sure you have an option for all three. And then when you're comfortable with those options, you need to set the training dummy to random, and then just keep going at it. I think I gave the example last time of just practicing hit, counter hit, and block with this string right here. It's so good. You need to do this if you want to be a really good Nago, because you're not making up strings on the spot. I know this character's creative, but you need to be creative in the lab and then execute the things you found out in the lab in game. And then every time they block it, let's say I have them set to block this 214 HS, try to keep it new every time. Try to come up with 3 options you want to do after block and then rotate between them as you go. I think this is going to make a really big difference in your gameplay, because if you start confirming off everything and extending your pressure on block without having to think, you can be one of the best Nago players. It really is that simple. So, outro time. That's really all I've got. Thanks for watching. And there's so much more to learn about the game. And as I learn more about it, I'm going to be posting more videos. My videos probably won't continue to be this long, so I'll probably make more focused guides on particular tech tech or mix-ups or whatever. And if you liked what you saw, I would appreciate a like and a sub. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I literally read and respond to every single one. If you have any ideas for videos, I'm open for suggestions as well. And maybe I could do some match analysis on some of my games. I don't know. Anyways, I guess.